right, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Chris, man. We are about to talk to Samantha Lomi Bao, product of Arizona State University, now associate producer with One News America in my home city of San Diego, California. So, just about to hear her story, young and up and coming. Uh, yeah, just about to talk to her, connect with her, and yeah, you know, ask her about some things about San Diego that she likes, that she enjoys. So I'm looking forward to talking to her. She's an amazing, talented, young up and coming. You know what I mean? So just like myself, so it's always good to connect with people like that and talk to them. So looking forward to it. All right, cool beans. Wow, I still can't believe that. That's crazy. Right. It's good. Yes, indeed. All right, all right. Back to it. Yeah, I always do. Here we go. All right. And boom. Good morning.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Great. Can you hear me? Sorry, my connection isn't too hot, to be honest.
Nah, you good. I hear you absolutely fine. I want to say thank you
Perfect.
for allocating your
Of
time
course.
to me. I really do appreciate that.
Of course, Chris. Thank you for reaching out. It's so
Yeah,
nice to finally e-meet you or over
yeah,
Zoom. Yeah.
absolutely. It's nice to see you as well.
Thanks. How have you been?
I've been good. Class has just started. So kind of in the grind with that. And then, full time school, full time work. So I've been on the grind literally since
Perfect.
we've been rolling for the past week and a half. What
Where are you,
about you? How are you?
where are you at right now, actually? Sorry.
No, you're good. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yes,
Is
yes.
it hot? Is it hot right now?
No, 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 no. It's not hot. It's
Really?
pretty overcast.
Oh.
Say about 75, 80 degrees on average.
Okay. Not too bad.
Um, yeah, absolutely. I wanted to ask you, how are you and your family doing during these pandemic times?
We're good. We're very lucky. Lucky to be here in San Diego at least. And then family's been good. Everyone's been pretty healthy, pretty safe this entire time. The only time like the pandemic's only like messed up like, vacation plans and whatnot. So it's like little things, so it's not even too bad at
Yeah,
all. So
tell me about it. No doubt.
yeah. How
Um,
about you? Family's okay?
yeah, I live by myself on one part of side up here in Atlanta, Georgia. My mother lives probably, I would say, about 45 minutes out to an hour from me. And my aunt, my uncle, they all live
Okay.
in the house. They're pretty good. My dad's in upstate New York.
Nice.
So,
Oh,
yeah, so he's doing pretty good
wow.
too. So, yeah, everybody's
Okay,
great.
good.
I appreciate you asking.
Yeah, of
Um,
course.
so, I wanted to give you a little backstory of why I wanted to reach out to you. It was
Yeah,
several
awesome.
reasons.
I just wanted to apologize about yesterday. I am so sorry. I don't even want to make excuses for myself, but yes, like the first day of the RNC just kicked our butts, and we were just like slammed the entire day. So
No, it's okay. It's fine. It's totally fine. I understand. You're working hard and things happen, but I'm just grateful that we can come back together. It's
absolutely,
a beautiful thing.
absolutely.
So yeah, but I do appreciate you apologizing. I really do. But it's
Oh,
absolutely.
cool.
Um,
Thank you.
you are very welcome. So I reached out to you because I looked up. I saw you on Twitter. I was like,
Mhm.
wow. Obviously, the beauty caught me first, but you're welcome. You're welcome. But
Sorry, I just woke up right now, so I'm like,
nah, it's still fine. Trust me. I would tell you otherwise. I would be honest. I would certainly be honest.
thank
No,
you.
you look great. It's awesome. And for 9 o'clock in the morning, it's pretty early. It's awesome. So
Yeah, I know.
right, pretty early. It's noon over here. So this is my noon look. So I apologize. You know what I
It
mean?
looks good. It looks
Okay,
good.
thank you. Thank you. I appreciate
You're
that.
welcome.
So you're associate producer. You've been a reporter before for Arizona State. That's your, alumna. And I'm interested in going in there for grad school, possibly, because I love this sports journalism program. So I reached out because you have experience in that, and I would love to hear your story about how you came into that. I would love to connect with you on that. Another reason was you're in my home city where I grew up in San Diego.
What
Um,
part did you grow up in, if you don't mind me asking?
well, I lived in two different parts. I lived in North Park,
Okay.
and I also lived by the stadium. Um, so
Mission
yeah,
Valley, Qualcomm. Yeah.
Qualcomm, yeah. So now it's called the SDCCD Stadium or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
It's Qualcomm.
I agree. I agree.
It'll
So
never be anything else.
right.
Okay. Yeah.
I remember riding the trolleys. I remember going because I went to high school at Kearney. I went to
You went to high school at Kearney Mesa.
yeah.
Oh, what year did you graduate?
I graduated in 2010.
Do you know an Amanda Burlhanty by any chance? No?
Mm.
Okay, I work with her. She went to Kearney, but I think she graduated like 2012, 2013. So
2015.
2012 or
Oh,
2013.
2012. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm a little bit older. I
Okay.
went
Well, that's
to.
cool.
You said what?
I said that's cool. I live in Rancho Bernardo.
Oh, okay, cool. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So yeah, I grew up there, and I wanted to reach out to you because, I miss home. But that's one of the markets that I would love to work in again. I've been a lifelong Padres fan, always. Um,
Oh, I'm sorry.
I know,
Okay.
I know it.
Yeah.
We think
I'm a lifelong.
we're good this year, though. We're good this year.
You are. I'm a
Yeah.
lifelong Chargers fan, so I can't really say.
Right. Awesome. Yeah. So
So I know
those are
both.
a couple reasons why I wanted to reach out to you and talk to you and connect with you. You never know who you're going to meet down the line, who
Absolutely.
you can be friends, talk to, maybe see. You never know. So I love reaching out to wonderful individuals like yourself and connecting with you. So why
Thank you.
not?
It means a lot. I am flattered. Thank you so much.
No,
I can
you're
work your ear
welcome.
off about anything.
So okay. So with that being said, let me ask you, what made you or inspired you to want to become a reporter slash
What?
like journalist and producer?
Okay. What inspired me? Well, to be completely honest, in high school, I was in theater for all 4 years. I wanted to go into acting, so that's originally what I wanted to do. But my mom was like, maybe you should major in acting. At first, I was a little stubborn. I was like, why? You don't think I can win an Academy Award? Or what's up?
Right,
So
right.
she said, well, you like news, you like writing, and you want to be on camera. So I was like, why don't you go into broadcast journalism? So that's where I was like, okay, I'll try out broadcast journalism. In like the 7th grade, I wrote for like the newspaper, but like that's about as much journalism experience I've had.
Mm.
So I kind of blindly went into it going into college. ASU though was like out of nowhere because I didn't want to go to Arizona. My
Okay.
mom, yeah, she's like, I've heard really good things about the journalism school. And I was like, I'm only going to a California school or Hawaii, because I was going to go to the University of Hawaii, or um, my dream school was USC, but unfortunately I didn't get into it.
Cool.
But it's okay. It's expensive, so I dodged a bullet there.
Right.
Felt like too expensive. And then we went and visited it was my first college tour. I went to Long Beach and to go check out and see what it's like, because they have I got accepted into their journalism program there. And when we looked, it was just like a small room in the basement, like one professor crammed in a room. And
Wow.
the journalism department, he was like, yeah, and this is my first college tour, so this is what I assumed all of them are going to end up looking like, you know. And so my mom was like, oh, why don't you try out ASU? Why don't we go check it out? And I was like, I really don't want to go to Arizona. It's a party school is all I've heard about it. And yeah, it is. And I've never been to Arizona, so I just assumed it was going to be like cacti and desert. For some reason, I didn't think they had civilization, and I thought it was going to be like Amish time. And
I can dig that.
And yeah,
Yeah.
very wrong. That's where I was very, very wrong.
Okay.
Phoenix,
Okay.
it's huge. And we went and visited, and then we saw the Krongate School. And like the moment, I was like, oh my God, they have their own building for journalism, not just like a floor for it,
Right.
which is amazing. And like the building, if you go in, it's like beautiful. Like it is amazing. Yeah, it's state of the art. Like, wow, I was so shocked compared to seeing it like a basement versus like a 6th-floor huge building dedicated to just journalism and mass communication.
Right. Yeah.
And so that's when I was kind of just like, this is it. This is the one I want to go to. And it was funny because I was actually in Hawaii touring at the University of Hawaii when I got my acceptance into ASU.
Okay.
So I just toured the school, and then an hour later I got the acceptance from ASU, and we were in Hawaii. I was like, I'm sorry, but this is where I gotta go. So Hawaii ended up just being a little mini vacation, but I already chose.
That's not a bad place for a vacation.
It was not
Totally
bad. Check out, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I ended up going to ASU. So many opportunities. I kind of, like I said, I just kind of took a leap to see if I would like journalism. And I ended up falling in love with it. Just news in general is really great. Reporting, it's like an adrenaline rush. You like being able to tell that to, your people, but you have like a time strain every single time. And that's pretty much just where I felt in love with reporting in general. Just all the classes that we had, all of the clubs that they like offered, it was really great. So it's just when I got into it, that's what got me into it, at least.
Now that's awesome. That's really awesome. I like the fact that you had the University of Hawaii on your mind and USC. I'm a Trojans fan.
Me too.
Yeah, huge Trojans fan. School is expensive though. No question about that.
Yeah. I'm just like, sorry, I'm gonna try to move so there's like, is the lighting better? There you go.
I see you perfectly. You good.
Okay, as long as it's
good.
not too dark. Okay.
No,
continue.
the sun behind you is making it very good, so you're good.
Okay.
So, yeah. So yeah, I can totally understand that. And my next question would be, what kind of things did you do in college that has helped you in your role now?
Okay. That helped me in my hometown, or just like in general with sorry, I didn't hear the last part.
Oh, did it help you in your role, your current role that you have right now? Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I did a lot at ASU. When I tell you I took advantage of the programs that they had there, I took advantage.
Talk to me.
Anyone should. I mean, you're going to the school, you're paying how much for it every year, that you might as well just take advantage of everything that they have. Okay, let's start. I would say, other than like the classes, the cool thing about ASU is that your first semester freshman year, you already start off with journalism classes. Whereas like a lot of schools, you have to finish your gen eds for the first 2 years before you get into it. Yeah. ASU, you're doing your gen eds while you're doing your like journalism classes.
Okay.
So you have journalism classes all 4 years, which was great. So we like got a head start and jumped in right away and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I was huge on radio. Like I was part of Blaze Radio for all 4 years, like heavily invested in it. Reason being is because there's two different, you can do different shows. So there's news shows, sports shows, music, and then you can go into like promotions and production kind of
Okay.
thing. So there's a lot of different like experiences. And then our school was number 4, is the 4th like top college radio station in the country. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was cool to have that. And so starting there, like I did news shows there. So you could either do like scripted news shows, or you can do, which would be called press pass. You would do like international news, national news, local. And then you could do another one called traffic jam, where it's more so like you guys pick topics and then you
Right.
guys discuss them and do whatnot.
Okay.
And when people ask me, because like right now I'm reporting, I don't know if you've seen it recently, but I recently started anchoring for One America too.
I've seen a couple of your reels. That's another reason why I wanted to reach out. A couple of them. You do a really good job. Really good job.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah. So I just recently started anchoring right now for One America, which has been really cool. And then producing and then also writing. But everyone's like, how did you, like get so comfortable on air? Or like, how did you, because people, at least I don't like watching myself and I don't like to like toot my own horn, but the way people talk to me is like, you're very conversational and your personality's in it. You're like not just reading off a teleprompter. And I would say it's like radio was what got me there, to be completely honest. Out of all the training that I've had, radio is like my base start, just because you're not like in front of the camera per se,
Right.
but you are like able to be yourself and comfortable on the radio. I mean, obviously in the beginning, when I first started, I was very nervous, but once you get into it and you're with like, because you're in like a room with like 6 people for the rest of the year, and you guys just start getting comfortable and you can talk and banter and do all this.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I think that's where I got like my comfort, the pressure of being in front, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
That was like a major thing that I did for all 4 years. My senior year, I was actually news director. So I actually was able to like take care of all that stuff. So it was pretty cool to see that transition from like freshman year of not knowing what to do to like actually being in charge of the news department.
Wow.
Yeah, it was cool. It was really cool. And my best friend and roommate was station manager our senior year too. So she was like,
wow. Okay, I like that.
yeah. So power team, which was pretty cool. But other than that, the classes like kept you busy, because I wanted to go into Greek life, and I did for 1 year. It was like impossible. I just couldn't, not with journalism. Like this is so like packed with stuff to do that you just don't have a lot
Enough time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The cool thing is like the classes that we took videography, where it literally only focused on us. Like we'd always rent like these cameras, and now that I think about it, like it was really cool opportunities that we had, because it was part of our tuition. But you go over to like where you rent out the cameras, and you get like those big tripods, big cameras, and we had to go out and shoot everything, film everything by like deadlines and stuff. So that's where we all learned how to shoot and edit, and we had a course on just editing on Premiere, and then another course on just like how to broadcast. So at the end of my senior year, that's when we kind of just put all of it together. At ASU, we have something called Cronkite News, and that's where have you heard of it?
I have.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Yeah, Cronkite News. I was a reporter there.
Okay.
And shot, filmed, edited, anchored all of it during that time at Cronkite News. And one of the more stressful times of my life, to be completely honest. It was a lot of fun, but it was a lot. But it definitely like prepares you for real world. And to be honest, I think it was harder than some actual real world places, because at the same time, and people told me not to do this, but I was like, you can't tell me what to do. But then I should have listened. They told me not to take a internship while I was doing Cronkite News, because you do Cronkite News 2 days a week.
Okay.
And then my internship was the other 3 during the week. But I was like, it's 2 days a week. How is it bad? Didn't realize if you're a reporter, you never stop working. Like there is it's not limited. If you're producing, limited to those 2 days. Reporting, not limited to those 2 days. Like every day, there's something.
Yeah, you can have some breaking news at some point, right? So it's like
exactly. Or if there's a story I'm working on and I can't get the interview on a Tuesday, and the only day they're available is a Wednesday, I would have my internship, and I'm like, oh man. So I'd have to find different ways to figure that out. But I ended up figuring it out. It was definitely stressful. I would anchor on Thursdays, and we would have to be ready for anchor, like practicing by 2:30. Deadline to get packages in was 3:00. So on those days, I was already gypped of like 30 minutes to get my stuff in. And for some reason, they never did this to any other anchor, but they only did to me, where they'd send me out to do a day turn package.
Wow.
At like 11 a.m.
Oh.
And I was like, oh man, but I can't say no because, I gotta do it. Yeah, I gotta do it. They never did it to anyone else. So I was kind of like, So I think I had to go to the destination, which is time already, check out my equipment, set up my equipment, figure out interview questions, and then try to come back. Fastest that I've edited the package was 45 minutes. 45 minutes, I had it done, ready. Yeah, it was.
That's still impressive because I hate editing. I hate editing with passion.
Exactly. So, it was a lot. It was a lot, but hey, I was able to pull through and I was able to do it. So that was like a rewarding experience. There was a lot of stressful times and a lot of, the directors weren't the nicest people, but it's okay.
You made it through, and look at you now. You're working in a big girl job, doing your thing, and
it's crazy to me. It doesn't feel like it. I mean, it does. I'm like not, but yeah. So that's my experience. Sorry, I keep rambling on. Talk.
No, that's the whole point of a conversation. You gotta ramble on. I love it. I love to hear you talk. I love to hear you speak. So it's awesome. Let me give you some background on myself. So I'm a staff writer for our magazine. And then I do sports radio as well out here. I'm on a sports radio team, I should say.
You do radio?
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that. It's so fun.
Right? I love it. Obviously, college sports is down, but we still talking professional sports. Hopefully, we'll get our first show up. Our first show is supposed to be next Wednesday. So,
nice.
Definitely. So, hopefully, we'll get that up and going. I got started a little late, obviously.
Wrong with that.
But at the same time, I wanted to be a math teacher at first.
That's very
yeah, right. It's a little different than what I'm doing now, but just a little bit. So I love kids. I love math. I wanted to make an impact in kids' life. I thought teaching would be a great thing to do. So I wanted to do that first. But when we got to the higher maths, like calculus and calculus 2, I said, the hell with that, because I can't do that. So, and I veered off to a different direction. So I went to sports management because I wanted to do sports broadcasting.
That's a big job.
Right? I wanted to do sports broadcasting, and I still wanted to minor in coaching because I wanted to, once again, have that impact. But then I fell in love with writing. And I fell in love with the writing part, the interviewing part, the telling stories part. And I switched my major for the final time to journalism and emerging media. So that's what I am now. And I'm also minoring in professional writing because I want to be not just great in writing articles and different kind of articles, but emails, letters, reports, any kind of professional platform. I want to kind of perfect that kind of writing. So I thought it would be pretty cool if I did that. I'm still going to get my certificate to coach, because I still do love kids, and I still want to be able to coach my favorite sport, which is basketball. So that'd be dope.
That's awesome.
But yeah, that's a little background
Oh,
on me.
your season. Wait, who's your team?
Say that again.
Who's your team?
Oh, Lakers, without question.
Oh man.
Why do you say, "Oh man"?
I mean, nothing wrong with the Lakers. Nothing wrong with Lakers. You're good.
So who's your team?
I don't have like a specific team. My dad just grew up not liking Lakers, so obviously it got like pushed on to me. So if I had to pick, maybe Clippers. The Clippers are cool.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
I like Violet.
Yeah. I do like Paul George. I just don't like Kawhi Leonard. I respect him as a player.
Like
I don't.
Hot take.
You said I like Paul George though. Paul George is good. Fan? He joined my team, so I root for him. But I was always a Kobe guy. That's what made me. Right. That's what made me want to get into sports. Was Kobe. So back in I love theater as well. I love musicals. Yeah, so my favorite musical is Hairspray. I love Rent. I love Phantom of the Opera. I can go on and on with musicals all day long. I really do. That's probably my favorite as far as theater. As far as plays go, Raisin in the Sun. Definitely like that. And I actually acted in Les Miserables.
Really?
So, yeah.
That's awesome. That's intense. That's
right?
That is not easy.
So I'm a teacher. You said what?
You wanted to be a math teacher?
Yeah, I did because, I was very good at math. I was very good with the pre-algebra, college algebra, statistics, and, even all the way up to calculus. That's where calculus 1, calculus 2, I was like, ooh, that's rough. So
I did calculus, AP Calc, my senior year of high school.
Okay.
I don't know why. I don't know why I did. I shouldn't have. That's where I made a mistake. Yeah.
Right.
There's a reason why I'm in journalism and not in math.
And so let me tell you, before I get to the next question, I hated English.
Really?
I hated English with a passion because I was like, I'm sick of reading of Moby Dick and these stupid book articles that we got to write about, but I just didn't like writing until I found something that I love to write about, which
that's fair. Cool. That's fair.
Right?
No, and I'm not even gonna lie. I liked writing, not a fan of reading. Was not. Yeah, it wasn't. Writing about books is very different from writing news.
Right. So you know what I mean. So that's something that I was like, okay. So let me ask you, what was the? Okay, I'll ask this. Was there any time in your life that you wanted to do something different than reporting? Since you've been in the field, has it been a moment in maybe a day or a week or a time that you thought that, you know what, maybe I might want to make a change? And if so, how did you exhibit the resiliency to not quit?
You know what? I actually still have that thought till now, which is funny. It started my senior year because all 3 years or 3.5 years, I was set. I was like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I love what I do and I'm good at it. And senior year is when I started realizing I'm sorry.
I got you. I said she'll come back. She will come back.
I don't know what happened. I think it's my service.
All I heard was during my senior year, and then after that, nothing.
No, you're good. Sorry. I know it was just completely exited out, and I was like, where'd it go?
Right.
I don't. Uh, no, so during my senior year, is when I really like, not even just during my senior year. I've had internships before my senior year, but that's when I really got into like doing Cronkite News, working in local news because I was interning for it. That's where I really got into like, oh, this is the job. This is what I'm doing. And I really liked it. I just didn't know if I wanted that specifically anymore for some reason. But I still kept on with it. What I do want to do though isn't far from what I am doing. So that's how you could say, I guess, is like how I'm working towards it now. I'm just doing like stepping stones to kind of get towards there. Still trying to figure out a way to get there. I want to still do like, well, going back to what I wanted to do. I love acting. Like I love that kind of stuff. If I were to do something like, I'd want like a talk show, like a late night show, like Jimmy Fallon or like something like that. Like, or I still want to do on camera stuff, but I want to do something where I could like be myself a little bit more. News is fun and news is great, but you can't really, you know what I mean? Like it's always like serious or whatnot. And there's not really a lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And that's why like till now I still try to put my personality as much as I can into when I read news and when I do that, but I kind of want to go more into like more fun, not per se like entertainment or anything like that, but a little bit more like to where I can cater to my, like be myself, like just have fun, you know?
Yeah.
Like if I could pick like a dream job, I'd be like the next Anthony Bourdain. I would want to travel the world, meet people, do this, talk about it here, this, and this. You know what I mean? So that's
absolutely
where I want to go. And if I were to work for like, I thought like working for Netflix documentaries would be really cool.
Yeah.
Something in that sort. Or even work for like Comedy Central. Very different things, but like something more like along the lines of personality. And just having fun, because life's too short to be serious, you know? So that's how I feel about it.
I like that. I really do. I like that answer a lot because I can certainly see you being a talk show host. I will pay attention, that's for sure. I certainly would pay attention.
Oh my God, stop it.
No, seriously, because I see the passion that you talk about it. The way that you talk about it so passionately, that's something that I think you really, really want to pursue and do. And I think that you would bring out such a great personality because, it'd be just great to watch somebody that loves doing what they do. Like, how many people wake up every day and say, I love doing my job? It's not many.
Exactly.
Right? So, you know what I mean?
That's the thing. Like, I do care about news and I do like what I'm doing now, which is why I'm not like miserable and I'm very happy with what I'm doing.
Right.
It's still something, it's just like not my end goal, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So like
Absolutely.
I'm very happy with what I'm doing now. And that's the thing, like you said, like how many people, I am very happy with what I do. Right. And I think it's kind of hard because people I do work with are on camera to be on camera, not on camera because they want to tell the news and they care about what's happening in the world kind of thing. Whereas for me, it's huge. Like I care about what's going on. I care about what I'm telling people. Like, you know what I mean? So it's different. It's cool though. I like what I do. And that's how I feel too. Your viewers know if you're like bullshitting or not. Like they'll know if you're telling
the real ones know. I always say that.
That's what I'm saying. You can tell if someone's faking it on the screen. You know what I'm saying? It's people aren't dumb. I mean, some people are, but other than that, a majority of people like
right.
You know? Yeah.
Absolutely. So, no, that's real dope to say it is. For me, I would love to be a triple threat. I would love to be a writer, a reporter, a broadcaster for sports. I don't mind the news. That would probably be my second, but definitely sports would be at the top for me because I love it with a passion. I wouldn't mind being in front of the camera, talking. I wouldn't mind doing radio, whatever, because I would love to do it. You know what I mean? So
you can see it too. A sports personality, absolutely. You have it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. But it's always good to aspire to do something. You know what I mean? And I mean, I always say if you're not aspiring to do something, then what exactly are you living for? Because it's always a goal that you can reach next. And once you reach a goal, you can aspire to reach another. And that's what keeps most people going, and especially me. So that's my
And
mind.
to be honest, we're very lucky that we even know what we want to do.
Right.
There's a lot of people I know that, to be honest, don't know what makes them happy.
Right.
Don't know what direction to go into. So,
Absolutely. I
it's
like
good
that.
that have that. Yeah, absolutely. Sports journalism is great. Like, I wish I could. I mean, I love watching sports, but I went to school. A lot of my best friends are all sports journalism majors, and it is insane how much they know. Just tedious things, stats, record, like just things that I am like, oh man, that's it's
Blows
over
your
my
mind,
head.
right? Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I get it. Draft day is like a holiday, so we've all been there. we've,
Yes, we have.
but it is just so crazy what you guys know. Just like how you guys can keep that retained in your head and knowing these, because they would just, this isn't even for like school, but they would just talk and argue players and then bring up high school and then bring out college stats. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, how do you know that just like off the top of your head? Like, it's just
That's when you know it's real. That's when you know that the real ones definitely want to go in to pursue that field. When you can have that kind of banter back and forth, it doesn't get too out of control with the disagreements, but it's just healthy banter, and that's great because I love that.
Yeah.
I love it with a passion. I really do. But I also respect what you do in news because a lot of people see you, sometimes producing, and maybe you've been in front of the camera sometimes. But a lot of people see you in front of the camera, and they're like, "Man, she got it made." She's in front of the camera. She just came out of ASU. She just graduated. Now she got a job. She didn't have to look for a job for a long time. But I know personally, me being a mature person myself, I know what you do behind the scenes. It's very difficult. It's very hard. And I respect it a lot because you really got to have a grind and a work ethic kind of mentality. Like people ain't just gonna give you a job because you got a resume that's good, right? There's a reason why they picked
you. It was not easy.
No, it's not easy, not easy at all. So I love to give roses to people that deserve it, and you definitely deserve them. Obviously, you're gonna do greater things and go on, and but
yeah.
right? So obviously, but at the same time, let's not disregard what you've done to get to the point that where you at. So that's why I reached out. No, you're incredible.
What you said, it's kind of interesting because a lot of people are like, wow, she's on TV, she's doing like that's what she wants to do. And then it's like, it is what I want to do, but this isn't like what, you know what I mean? Like, they're like,
right.
Well, she is your, which it is right now. It is my dream job, but it's like, they don't think that there's like other things. Like, they think this is it for me. And I'm like,
right.
Not even this beginning. This is
right.
Just beginning.
Right. They just don't know. They don't understand. You know what I mean? So. Right. Uh-oh. Did I lose you? I think I lost you again. Okay, we back. We back. All right.
I think we're
Can you hear me?
We back? Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Yep, we're good.
So,
sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're good. No need to apologize. You're so good. So let me tell you a story about how I figured out I really wanted to be in sports. Okay. So
Again,
it was my first internship. My internship was with the Knoxville Ice Bears. It's a minor league hockey team in Knoxville. I got that internship because of me going to a sports reporting workshop in Nashville for the Nashville Predators. I gave them my resume, gave them my business cards, and they called me back. The Knoxville team said, "Hey, can you come down and work with our team because most of our students have left." It was like December, and they had left, and Knoxville, University of Tennessee. I said, "Sure." Now I said sure without really taking time to think about it.
Yep.
I didn't really put much thought into it because at the time I did not have a car. Right, right. I was just excited that they called. I was just excited, but um, I didn't have a car. I lived at home at my mom's house, and I was working full time and going to school full time. And my full time job then was with the lottery, which I work with now, but it was a different position. I was working 8 to 5, Sunday through Thursday, and I had Friday, Saturdays off. So my
Nice.
Friday and Saturdays, I would go to Knoxville. So this is how I went to Knoxville. I would get up at 4:30 in the morning on Friday, and I would
Oof.
catch an Uber to the MARTA station, and then I would take the mega bus. I got on a mega bus. I would go to Atlanta to Knoxville, pay for my
How
hotel.
far?
You said what?
How far is that?
4 hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was 4 hours, right? So it was 4 hours. I would go. I would pay for my own hotel. So I had to catch the transit Knoxville bus to get to the hotel because I had no car, and then I caught the transit bus to get to the stadium or the arena, and I would work Friday and Saturdays, and I would do this for 3.5 months until the season was over. So I
Every
counted.
week.
Hmm?
Every week.
It was some consecutive weeks. Sometimes it was every other week.
Okay.
But
Still a lot. That's still a lot.
yeah, that's crazy, right? So
Yeah.
I had a moment sitting in a hotel, and the moment was, what the hell am I doing this for? Because I'm like, I am about sick of these mega bus trips because you meet some characters on the mega bus. There's no question about it. And then the hotels, and then the games, and I'm running around doing playing with kids in the fun house, playing hockey with
Yeah.
kids. Then I'm doing ticket will call. Then I'm helping out broadcast, get stats. So I'm just running all around operations game day
Doing
as an
everything.
intern
Yeah.
would do. So at this point, I was like, all right, I need to really figure out whether or not I really want to pursue sports. And this was my time when I was kind of switching majors. So I said, okay, yeah. So I said, okay, you know what? I made a decision there, and I said, I'm going to not half-ass this at all. I'm going to put
Yeah.
both feet in the water, and I'm going to pursue sports. So I finished the internship, but I also realized I do not want to do operations in sports. I'm good.
Right now.
We're gonna have to go a different route. We're gonna have to go a different route. So
That's okay. That is crazy that you did that though.
yeah, that's what I would do for
But
3.5 months. Uber back to my mom's house, and then mega bus, and then spend the money for the hotel, and the insurance. The internship didn't pay either, so it wasn't it was a free internship, so I didn't pay. So I would just be like, okay. And then sometimes I had to take off work Sundays because I had vacation hours full time, and I would be like, I got to take Sunday off to get back home. Now, fast forward to now, I have my own place, I have my own car, and I'm on my third internship now, writing for the local newspaper, writing for high school sports out here. So
that is
it
crazy.
definitely taught me the discipline that I needed, and just the sacrifice because um, I also feel like that we have to sacrifice in this industry because for me, a lot of my, I wouldn't say a lot because my friend circle is very small now. It's small
Mhm.
now,
Mhm.
but I made it small,
Every year. Yeah.
right? So, so yeah, I had to make it small because this is what I wanted to do. I want to connect with people that are older, that are around my age, that are younger as well, that's in the industry. Because I love talking to likewise people. I love getting to know them. And I love hearing their stories, advice, ideas, because I feel that they're all brilliant in a plethora of ways, and that's including you. So for me, my friends didn't understand that, or some of the friends didn't understand that. They don't understand that I wanted to kind of focus on my craft and do my writing and focus on classes and graduate. They want to go out to the
Do
bars. They
you.
want to go to
Gotta do.
parties. You said what?
I said you got to do you. You know.
Right? So
That-
it was that. So that I just wanted to shout that out because I definitely understand what you say when you're saying this is not the end goal. You got to figure out what you want to do and how you want to pursue it. You know, you're doing something that's good right now, but you want to keep progressing, and that's the same with me. So I can.
Your story about like having to do that drive all the time, that stuff is crazy, but sometimes it's stuff like that that makes you realize like this is what I want to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like what lengths would you go to stay doing what you want to do? And to be honest, I'm sure that internship helped out on the resume and opened opportunities for you, and you know what I mean, rather than if you didn't, because like you said, it was unpaid, but the experience is just like you can't compare.
Oh, it was valuable. It was valuable.
Yeah.
Made me realize, like I said, that's not what I want to do. But if I hadn't went through that, I wouldn't have known what that, job entails. So now I do know. So now I know for future reference, it's not something I want to do. But I do tell
You have
people
that.
that story, and everybody has said I've been crazy. My family said I was crazy for doing it, but I do it again. So.
Hey, I did an internship with the Arizona Republic, which was
Saw
really
that.
cool, really great. All digital, which is not what I wanted to do. It's not. Yeah, it was an entire digital internship where I wrote articles, did breaking news that way. It's a very different world from broadcast. But although the internship wasn't really something that I wanted to do, I have that experience. Like if I needed to write digital, I could say I can write digital. Or if I needed to do this, you know what I mean? So like having that experience, and that's like what you were saying. You said you want to be like a triple threat, right? You want to write, you want to broadcast, you want to report. In my opinion, I just started anchoring, but I'm a writer and producer first. And to be completely honest, that makes you a better reporter. That makes you a better anchor. Is people that just go straight into anchoring and stuff, a lot of them don't even know how to write their own stories. They don't know how to write their own VOs. They don't know how to like produce their own thing. Knowing how to do all of that just makes you better on camera.
I love that.
So triple threat, I honestly think everyone should be doing it. I think that should just be like before you can even be on camera, you should know how to write. You should know how to produce, in my opinion. So that's awesome.
And your opinion is duly noted. I love it. I appreciate you sharing. I really do.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, what is a favorite memory or thing that you have done in the industry thus far, and why?
Favorite thing I've done in the industry? Huh. As in like in my professional career or before even like college?
Either one that you want to go with.
There isn't a favorite, but I do have something that like stood out to me a lot.
Talk to
It
me.
was crazy day. Okay. It was the primaries in 2018. Election day is probably the worst, but also best day. It is very stressful, but a lot of adrenaline rushing throughout the entire day.
Okay.
I was in Cronkite News at the time, and we were there at Cronkite News for 17 hours that day, all of us.
Wow, 17 hours.
There. And it's like they had everyone there on that day. Like they strapped because they wanted people reporting here, reporting there, doing this, and this. And so we were there 7 a.m. and we didn't leave till like 11:30 at night. So it was and mind you, it's not paid. So actually we paid to do it, if you think about it.
Right.
Yeah. There was times where am I paying to do this? Why am I here? So that day we were up really early and I came in, kind of just waiting to see what I would get assigned for that day, because election day, they kind of structured it like more so. Usually on like other days, it's in our hands. We kind of pitch our stories and we go out. But for election day, it's kind of like whoever they have on deck, you go there, you do this, you do that. And they were like, oh, Sam, we just got a press release that Martha McSally, who is running for Arizona Senator, is going to be doing a meet and greet or whatever at this place. She's like, so we want you to go there and interview her and bring it back over here. And I was like, wow, that's a hefty job. Like, this is an actual, like, United States. She was running for senator. She is currently senator now, for sure.
Okay.
She took John McCain's spot, actually.
Oh,
But
okay. Got you.
yeah, and they were like, yeah, we're gonna need you to go over there and do that. And I look at the time, in where she's at is 40 minutes away from where I am. And I was like, and yeah, and she was gonna be there in maybe an hour. But that's just
Oh,
like
wow.
time for me
You,
to
so
go
you had
get
to
my
haul
equipment,
ass pretty much, huh?
all ass, like make sure I had gas in my car, make sure I go get my equipment, make sure I had everything ready for that time, like it was so stressful, and it was hot. Arizona's just hot all the time. I just don't get it.
You ain't lying
And
about that.
Mhm. And I went there. I got there. She was doing like a little meet and greet at a diner, and I saw her, and all these other, and it's so intimidating because everywhere I go and stuff like that, I see all the other major news stations, at least the local stations. So like Phoenix NBC, Phoenix's Fox, like all of that, all those reporters. It was all their cameramen and the reporters there. I'm like 2 in 1. I'm a cameraman and a reporter. You know what I mean? So there was
Oh,
no like,
okay. Got
yeah. So you don't get a cameraman. Like, you are the cameraman.
you.
And yeah, like filming your own stand-ups is like, oof, you got to make sure that it's in focus, because the worst is like coming back and finding out that your stand-up wasn't even in focus and you're like, you can't even use it.
Right.
But I went there, and her press people, like, she went into the diner, her press people said, oh, Martha's not going to be doing any interviews today. And I was like, oh, that I can't do that. I can't do that, or else I'm gonna be dead by the time I get back to the station.
Right.
Like, back to,
Right.
yeah,
Wow.
they were intense. And to be honest, I was a lot more scared of the people I worked for than her press people. So, like, there's just no way I like need to get just like even just a little bit, just a couple questions with her, can I? And they were like, no, sorry, we're not going to. They were just rude. Like, they were just rude. So I was like, okay, well, I just drove out here 40 minutes just to get like video of her walking into a diner. No, I need some kind of content. And so Martha went into the diner and she was like meeting and greeting people and whatnot. And I was like, how am I gonna like get an interview with her without like her press people like getting in my way, So I thought there's only one way to get into the diner and one way to get out of it. So what did I do? I
What'd you
plopped
do?
my camera right in front of the door. I plopped it right in front of the door as of like the entrance of the diner.
I figured that.
Huh?
I said I figured you did that.
Yeah. And she walked out. As soon as she walked out, I said, hi, Martha. Can I grab a few questions with you? And her press people came out, and they were like, no, we're not doing questions. And Martha's like, yeah, I'll do a couple questions with you. Like, 'cause she's like, obviously she's running for senator, so she can't like look like she's rude or mean, you know what I mean? So she's like, yeah, of course, I'll talk to you. And her press people were not having it. They were pissed. But I was
I
like,
bet
I
they
don't
was.
care. Yeah, I was like, you don't give me the grade. It's not you guys. So, that's what I did.
If that's
And
not determination, I don't know what is. Oh my gosh. Wow.
they told me no. I said, no way. I am not scared of you guys. I'm scared of the people. So I ended up getting the questions I needed with her and bringing it back to the newsroom, and they were very, very happy, because if I didn't,
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, that
yeah,
truly is amazing because number one, she has nowhere else to go but the exit. So you got her on camera. So it ain't like she could be like,
oh yeah,
nah, I'm not gonna
oh
take no.
I started recording.
Right.
Yeah, I said, you say no, you're saying it no to this camera. Yeah, say it out loud. I'm gonna say Martha McSally had no comment. Like, that's it. So yeah, she did it, and it was a good thing because the other guy that got sent out to go interview her opponent, it was so easy for him. Like, she was able to, she like talked to the press and did a whole even like press conference for everyone. So I was like, lucky you. You don't know what I had to do with.
Well,
So
you got a passing
yeah,
grade for that. You took no for an answer, or you didn't take no for an answer, I should say.
I did
And
not take no
you
for
did
an answer. Not that day.
yeah, you did what you had to do, and I respect it. I really do. That's crazy. That's
Yeah,
what's up. I like that though.
you know, you gotta think outside the box. You gotta do what you really gotta do. So I think that was probably the most memorable experience I've had when it
That's a
comes to
memorable
my career.
one. That's a good
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
Pretty cool.
cool.
What
Oh,
is
yeah.
what is one event you would like to cover, but simply haven't yet, and why?
Um, I would love to cover the Olympics. Like that would be amazing. I mean, that's something that should have happened this year, but like in general, I know Cronkite used to actually like send a few students out to even cover the Olympics, which was really cool. And I was like really sad because it was the year after me because, you know, Olympics was supposed to happen this year, but it didn't even end up happening. So, but that, I know that sounds so bad.
it did, but it's okay.
So that's something I would really like to cover. I mean, I'm not a sports person, like a sports journalism major or anything like that, but I think it's something that bring not just for sports, but it's like a way to bring the world together without having to like fight or do something. You know what I mean? Like it's just
Yeah.
competing a sport. Like it's just a wholesome fun thing. I'm sure there's like other things that happen or whatnot, like behind the scenes, but in general, like I think that's something I would love to cover eventually in the future.
Yes, you and me both. Olympics is obviously number one for me. Um, I love it. Just obviously for the sports, yes, but I just love traveling and going out and just seeing different cultures. You know, they do it in beautiful places. I would love to do that. Like a Super Bowl for me, that's a sentimental thing because of my dad. I love his sport so much. I would love to have him there with me. So that'd be great.
Who's
Um,
your?
Chargers.
Oh, you are a Charger fan.
Yeah.
Damn, an
Yeah.
LA Charger fan. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't like the LA Chargers. I don't like that. But
they're still the
yeah,
San Diego Chargers. Even
yeah,
announcers make that mistake till now. They still
right.
say San Diego. Yeah, so
No.
you know.
So I used to, like I said, live across the street from Qualcomm Stadium. So I used to go to the games all
Yeah.
the time. You know.
That's
So
funny. My best friend just moved onto like Friars Road, so she's literally like across the street from
wow, yeah, yeah. I used to go to my favorite mall was Mission and Fashion Valley. So
them. Oh
um,
yeah, I go there
right?
all the time.
Right? So, and I love going to they had the Denny's right there, right by the Fashion Valley. I used to go there all the time. Outback used to be a Mission Valley. I don't know if it's still there or not, but
I think it is.
yeah, I used to go to Outback all the time there. So those were a couple of my favorite places. I love the Hash House that was there too.
No, gosh,
Oh man,
so good.
I'm a breakfast person, so I
I
love
can tell.
anything. Right? You can tell, right? Yeah. So,
Yeah,
um,
that's the thing. Breakfast is good.
yeah. So, definitely.
And you
So,
still have family out here?
you said what?
You still have family out here?
I have cousins out in San Diego and also in the LA area. One of my most memorable times of being out there. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Museum of Tolerance in LA. It's
Yes.
Yeah, so I went there. That was a crazy experience because it was
Yeah.
the Holocaust, and it was just crazy. It was one of my most memorable times ever in like days. I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
I love
That's crazy.
I love everything about San Diego. I really do. I'm biased. I love Horton Plaza. I love the beach. I'm a beach person, so I'm a beach person to death. I love the little
I'm
roller coaster.
there all.
I love everything. So.
Yeah. It's hard not to love the city, and that's why it's so hard to leave. Like that's why I don't know. I'm trying to look for jobs elsewhere too, you know, and apply out, but it's so hard to leave. Like I don't
It's
know.
very hard. It was very hard to leave and come here. This is a great city. Don't get me wrong, in Atlanta, but my dream job was actually working for the Padres.
Hey, it still can happen. Hey,
I still can happen, right? So,
you
you
get to
know,
speak it into existence.
right? So
Yeah.
that's one of my three things that I would love to do as far as that. I would love to work for the Padres because growing up, I've always been a Padres fan, although we sucked all the time.
It's
But
okay.
it's okay. I'm a huge fan. So
You don't want to work for like a basketball team?
the Lakers was something I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind working for the Lakers either, as a beat writer. But you know, the people that do that, I know they ain't gonna give up their job anytime soon. That's a really cool job to have. But I would love to work for the Chargers, is another team I love to work for. So that'd be
No,
great. But I just want to be
I've
back.
internship with like Qualcomm. Oh wait, just kidding. My friend interned for Qualcomm before. Qualcomm
Oh,
was
okay. That's awesome.
yeah,
That's what's up. I
yeah,
like that.
really.
Now, do you live? Is your family there, or do you or is your family elsewhere?
No, we're here. I live at home currently, just
Okay.
cause saving money, doing all that, doing that fun.
I know how
Yeah,
that
cause it's
goes.
not cheap
It's
to live here.
expensive out there to live, so no doubt.
Expensive. And I just graduated last year, so I just needed to start saving up first before I could. So that's why I work where I work now because it's a little bit more convenient that we're in San Diego.
Yeah.
It's not easy finding a job in San Diego in news just because it is such a high market, especially for someone that just got out of college.
Yeah.
So, but I definitely like applied because I did intern for Fox 5 San Diego in 2017,
Okay.
which is cool. So I have a lot of connects there, which is what actually got me my job now, which is pretty funny. So
Awesome.
it's not easy, but I think if I were to keep going in towards like reporting and whatnot, I think I might like apply to be a reporter in Palm Springs because it's a lower market but really easy to transition out into a California market right after it. So I'm hoping I might be like a reporter for them because anchoring and writing and producing is fun, but I kind of miss reporting too a little bit. So we'll see.
I definitely would enjoy seeing your face in front of a camera. There's no question about that.
Oh, thank
That would be awesome. You're welcome.
you.
That segues though to my next question though. That's a pretty good segue. I would like to ask,
Uh-huh.
as you know, producers, reporters, you're always on the go. Is it better to stay in the area and work yourself up, or is it better to move to work yourself up?
See, that just depends on where your priorities lay. In my opinion, you got to be open to moving and working your way up. I think you're going to get there. There you go. If you stay in your area and work your way up, you'll get there eventually. But if you're willing to move, you'll get there faster, I guess is what I would have to say. Because right when I got out of college, I got job offers all in the Midwest, like a bunch, all throughout the Midwest. Yeah. And Illinois, Minnesota, Wisconsin. I just was not ready to make that move. And like I said, I love what I do, but I'm like, do I love it enough to want to have to go out there for a year or two and sign a contract? Because that's when I was still in like the process of like, is this what I want to do? So I'm like, am I willing to move to a small town of like 30,000 people for 2 years where it gets ice cold and there's nobody?
Right.
Exactly. So it's things like that where I think you will definitely, if you are willing to move,
Mm-hmm.
take it. You'll work your way up faster that way, to be honest. And staying in California is not easy, but it's also like for right now, I kind of just needed this little transition period because I don't want to move unless I know I'm fully stable and ready to. I don't like being strapped on money. I don't like being. So I kind of just
Oh,
wanted to
I
wait a little bit.
definitely know that without question.
Mm-hmm.
As I told you, I lived at home just a few years ago. So now in this position now, I'm on my own, so it's good. So money is good now. So um, yeah, I definitely understand. I do. I also, and that's
One
the
of my
reason why, huh?
Oh, sorry. No, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. One of my best friends, he works for CNN Atlanta.
Really?
It's funny. Yeah, he literally works there, and he works for CNN Sports. He's an associate producer right now.
Okay.
So
What's his name?
his name's Jacob Lev. If you ever want his contact or anything or a question, he's really cool. So I don't know. He's one of my best friends, but if you're ever like looking, I don't know if that's what you're looking into doing, but if there's like an opportunity, I can let him know.
Yeah, absolutely. I love to just network with people. For me, I love Atlanta. I'm actually in the city of Kennesaw, so I'm actually about 15 minutes out, at the outskirts of that,
Okay.
so like the city of Atlanta. But that's the reason why I wanted to reach out to talented individuals like yourself, is because I don't want to just tie down locally. Like I've definitely reached out here locally, but I don't want to be
Yeah.
tied down to just that market
That's
because
fair.
you know what I
I
mean.
believe.
So for me, back home is something that, excuse me, back home is something that's a sentimental thing to me because I miss the city. I love the city. I know the city very well. But
Yeah.
also, it's different markets that I've also reached out to too. You know, New York, where my dad stays, and then New York City, Chicago, where I was born.
Mhm. Yeah.
And my mother and father are from there. Florida is another one, which is right next to me. So just different kind of states and markets that have very good sports and news kind of areas.
It's
That's
good
what.
that you're willing to, that you're actually willing to like move and go out and out of your comfort zone and do different stuff. I mean, that's my thing. Like, I want to too. Like, I will eventually. It's just like being stable, being able to do that before
Oh,
I get.
absolutely. I totally agree. You know, you definitely want to be stable, and you know, for me, I did not want to move unless I knew that I could take care of myself as a man, and I didn't want to
Yes,
rely on my mom to always have to, you know, help hook me up financially and stuff like that. So I wanted to move
exactly. And
to a.
that's I know my parents would like support me and do that, but I want to do it on my own. Like, I want to be
Right,
able to like,
right.
yeah,
Yeah, we
I'm
all
not.
got that independent thing. So, but again, we are segueing into great questions because this question I have is that um, I want to know what is the best way to get an interview with companies. And the reason why I ask this is because I go to websites and fill out applications, whether they're sports websites, news websites, or kind of station affiliations or whatever. But sometimes your
Mhm.
resume just gets lost in space. People don't really look at it; they don't review it because there's so many different resumes and people going out for it. So I always ask, what is the best way to get interviewed with companies? Is it still going online, or is it emailing producers, directors at different stations, your resume, or is it connecting with talented individuals like yourself, building the connection?
I think all of the above. I think the more connections you have, the better. You can never have too many connections. Um, the way I get myself through to companies is I email the news directors, um, like personally through, yeah, like you said, I reach out to the news directors, um, and I send my resume, kind of introduce myself, do all that stuff.
Yeah.
If you don't know, you gotta just stalk. Like, you gotta find a way. Like, sometimes if I can't find the news director, I will look on LinkedIn and just find someone that works there and just start connecting with every single person that I can see on LinkedIn that works there. Or if I find them on Facebook, or if I find them on Twitter, like, I literally just look for people that work there, anyone that could just get me to the right person, to be completely honest. And you just got to keep pushing. And like, there's times where I've emailed news directors maybe 3-4 times, and it was the fourth time that they actually responded to. You know what I mean? So
Wow. Okay. Okay.
yeah, gotta anyone can send an application, and it's good. You need to send an application, and there's a lot of times where they will just base off your application, but a lot of times they already know what they're looking for, or there's just somebody else that somebody knows that's already in connection. So actually, like, going out of your way to email them personally is probably the best way, in my opinion, is what's worked out for me.
No, that's great. Because I feel like a lot of these jobs, when they put these, job postings on their sites, I feel like they already know who they're gonna hire, and they're just doing it for legal purposes. I really feel that way.
Sometimes, unfortunately, sometimes they are. Sometimes they actually like, what if that person falls out? Like, then it doesn't end up happening. Or if they're actually looking for extra people. Um, you never really know. It never hurts to actually apply though. You know what I mean? Like, you won't get it if you don't apply. Is all I can say to it.
That's true. That is true too. I just get to me, I just be like, I'm so I don't want to say aggressive, but assertive. I have a certain type of
Mhm.
mentality to where if one angle is not working, we got to find two, three, four. We got to find a different angle to because I don't just
Oh,
want to, right? I don't just want to knock on the
I,
door. I want to kick it open.
actually, you showed that.
I want to kick it open. That's what I want to do.
You kicked the door open, and here we are.
Right? So, and that's a funny thing because when I reached out to you, like I said, the first thing that I was thinking, I say, okay, you're a producer, and I looked on your LinkedIn as well and then I wanted to also look on you on YouTube. So I did three things before I actually sent a message to you because I wanted to,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, I did because I wanted to kind of reach out and kind of have a little bit of background on you as far as some maybe a reel, maybe I've seen you and something like that. So I've seen you do some good things, and then I saw your LinkedIn, I saw your resume, so I was like, but I also in the back of my mind, I wasn't nervous reaching out to you because once again, I said the beauty definitely caught my eye, but it wasn't the only thing that I was focused on. So I was like, okay, let me talk to this one. But I was also nervous. I wouldn't say nervous. I was also in the back of my mind thinking, you do not know who the hell I am. You could like just read my stuff and be like, who the hell is this guy emailing me? And he's like 1,500, 2,000 miles away. Like, what is going on? Like,
No, I thought too. So no, you're good. I wasn't worried. I was not worried.
well, it's really good to hear you say that. I'm like that with everybody I reach out with though, because I don't want to bother people, but I don't reach out to everyone. There's only a certain amount of people that I do reach out to and who I respect. They grind and love to hear their stories because they're inspiring, and including yours. I mean, that story you told me about you getting that interview with the camera in the door, that's dedication. Because I never would have thought of that. I'm gonna be honest. I never would have thought of that, and I'm sure others wouldn't have thought of that either. But you said, "The hell with this! I need this grade. You are not. I'm not leaving here without something. Like I'm gonna get
No,
something done."
I would have been with you too if someone told me that story. I would have said I wouldn't have thought about it. But in that moment, you start thinking outside of the box, and you start thinking like, how can I overcome this? Like, what can I do to
Yeah.
like make sure I get what I need? And I didn't think in a million years I would have thought of that either. But at that moment, I was like, I'm putting my foot down. There is no way that I'm not getting this. So
I love
there's always a way. There's always a way, and you'll figure it out, especially when the time comes.
it. Okay, so let me ask you, because you work in news, you're a news producer, so we talked about sacrifices earlier, right? So I talked about working maybe holidays, maybe there's work assignments that you might not, or there's colleagues that might be a little crazy, and a social life. What are the pros and cons of being a reporter and producer in your life right now? Is there any of those things that I just mentioned that's very difficult to do, or is it something else?
I mean, I think depending on your schedule, to be honest, news is 24 hours. You're never going to have, like, there's never going to be, like, I lucked out, though. I lucked out that I got probably the best schedule that I could get at that news station right now, like, that they offer. I work 12:30 to 9 p.m., which is, like, very easy. Like, I get to do stuff in the morning before I need to go to work, and then I still have time to do stuff when I get off. I think for other people though, originally they assigned me onto the 2 to 10:30 in the morning shift, and you know what? You got to be a go-getter. I went in and I said, I'm more than happy to take this shift, but is there any other shifts you guys have available? You got to do what you got to do. To be
Right,
honest, if he said no, I would have taken it. I still would have done it.
right.
But it doesn't hurt to ask. So I asked, and he said, actually, we have one position open on the 12:30 to 9. And I was like, I will take that. I'll take that shift. So that could be something huge for somebody, a sacrifice at least. Working holidays and whatnot. You like, personally, sometimes we don't even celebrate the holidays on the day of the holiday. Sometimes we do like an early Thanksgiving. Sometimes this is like with me already being off on that day. So it was never really like a huge thing. Christmas is great, but we always celebrate it on Christmas Eve. So it kind of just like depends on how you want to look at celebrating a holiday.
Okay.
Other than that, there's nothing really, at least my thing is, I work with a lot of people that like to complain about what they do, thinking everything that they have is a right, not a privilege. So for me, I'm just, grateful for what I have already. And so you roll with punches. I mean, like, things come up. That's life. Like, it's literally, they'll complain about things left and right, but I'm like, this is your job. Like, this is your career. Like, it happens, so you're not always going to. So me personally, I don't see it as like, it sucks. It's not great all the time, but you got to do what you got to do,
I like that mindset. I really do. Because you're definitely one of the few people, I should say, that I've talked to that has that mindset of just, being grateful, being humble. I'm not really a complainer either. I don't like to complain. I try to stay as optimistic as I possibly can. Because I'm the type of person, and you seem like the same way, of you know what you're signing up for.
Yeah, you do.
And
You really do. They tell you straight up in the beginning that if you want to
right,
go into journalism, you're going to have holidays. Like, they preface that in the beginning.
right. So, and oh, I'm sorry, do you gotta go? Or you good?
No. I think I'll just have to be out by 10:30 if that's okay.
Okay, no, no,
Or
no. I'll only have like one more question after.
no,
I'll
you're
say
good.
that.
Sorry, I didn't want to cut you off. My mom just like came up in the corner, so I was like, just
Oh, okay, no problem, no
you're,
problem.
you're good. Sorry, I don't want to cut you off.
No, yeah, you're
Continue.
good. I was just saying that yeah, relationships have been a sacrifice for me. As I've stated, my friend circle is very small because they just don't understand the drive that I have for this industry and the passion that I have and what I want to pursue. So, I just asked that question because I know that coming into it, that I'm probably going to have to make even more sacrifices than I already have. But I've started to make those sacrifices pre getting into the industry because my friend circle is very small. Um, and
No, and that's interesting that you say that, and not to like diss or anything. Like, that's good that you were able to put yourself first. But I'm like, you just need better friends. Sorry, I don't know. Like, I'm not even trying to do my own harm, but my friends like hype me up, support, and that's good though that you kept the ones that do like
yeah,
support you through.
yep,
You know what I mean? But that's what you need. Like, you need those friends that'll hype you up, support you, push you through. That you're busy, you know what I mean? But that's good that you know that you need to do that for yourself, and the true friends that do support you are there with you.
absolutely. I call them the real
That's
ones.
all, that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. So I'll ask this last question. This last question is basically, what advice would you give any up and coming person that wants to be in the media industry business that you haven't said already, or some advice that someone has given you that you hold on
Some advice to give you, like, give anybody. It's like super cliche, but just work hard. Literally, hard work literally pays off. Where I'm at right now, I've only been for 9 months, and I write, produce, and now anchor. There are people that have been there for this station for 2 years, and they're still just writers, which is fine. But I was like, I need to do more. Like, this isn't. I started writing in the beginning. It was just too easy for me. I was like, I need a challenge. So that's when I started going into producing. And then I was like, well, now I kind of want to do a little bit more. Can I anchor? Can I do this? So being persistent, and if it's something that you care about, you will put the time and effort into it. And just like, don't get discouraged. I mean, with the time right now, especially, like, I have all my friends that are super discouraged with not getting the interviews that they want or getting the jobs that they want. But I'm like, we're in a pandemic too. Like, the whole world is adjusting right now at this point.
to. Without
So
question.
Exactly. So just never like give up hope on what's, and sometimes I felt discouraged where I'm like, am I going to go anywhere after this? Like, how do I get to where I want to be at the end? But to be honest, I'm one of those that's kind of like, life will just take you there. What's meant to happen happens. Work hard, do what you like. It's like something that I want to get back into that I did start for a little bit was vlogging. I really liked having that. I got to just, do what I liked over and put it on YouTube, and it was just my personality. But the thing is, editing takes so long. It's like 5 hours to just edit a video. But my mom said, she was like, well, if that's something you like to do, it's not gonna be easy.
Right.
You gotta put in the time, you gotta put in the effort. So I'm like, okay. So that goes with everything. My thing is just like hard work shows, and it pays off. People, employers, whoever, maybe they see it, like, you see your passion, your push for whatever you do. So that's all. And then my thing is like, when I like went to college, my parents, the thing that they said was like, hey, I don't care what you do as long as you get good grades. And I was like, shit. So like I, partied, had fun, went crazy, but did that, just got good grade. It's not hard. Like people were like, I don't know how you can party, like balance partying school. I'm
Oh,
like,
you
oh no,
can.
there's
Oh,
a
there's ways.
way.
There's ways.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, if there's a will, there is a way. So that's
I like
just,
it.
yeah, exactly.
I like it.
But that you have that push, that you have that perseverance, I'm not even worried that you're gonna go far.
Well, I would say this. You are an absolute pleasure to talk to.
You as
I
well.
love. Thank you. I love the cliches. I love it. It's okay. I love it, and I love the answers that you gave to the questions. I really do. I take notes of these interviews or conversations. I like to call them conversations that we have because they're very beneficial to me. So I definitely want to keep in touch with you and definitely want to talk to you
Absolutely.
more
Yeah,
because I'm sure we can have some pretty good conversation. Um,
absolutely. If you ever want to Zoom, or I'm just a text away, you have my number now. So if you need anything or whatnot, if you want to talk, let me know.
Absolutely, and I followed you on all your social media, so you can follow me back if you want to. That's your decision.
Absolutely. For
And
sure.
yeah, so you'll definitely hear from me soon. I definitely want to send you some reels. I haven't done any reels yet, but I definitely want to send you some when I do some, and maybe you can critique
Please,
those or whatnot.
yeah, send them over to me. I'd be more than happy to help. That'd be awesome.
Well, thank you, Sam. Or do you want to be Sam or Samantha?
Sam, don't call me Samantha.
Got you. So, Sam, thank you so much for coming on,
Chris,
and
call you
I,
Chris.
you are absolutely amazing, absolutely amazing. So,
You
thank
are
you.
too. Thank you so much. Can I call you Chris? Is Chris
Yes,
okay?
yes, please,
Okay.
please,
Chris,
absolutely.
good. You were a
So,
pleasure to talk to you as well. Thank you so much. It was
mhm.
great. It was fun. Great conversation. It went by like that.
It did, but we will have some more, and I look forward to that, and I'll definitely send you some texts and stuff like that. So, you take care, enjoy your Wednesday, and we'll be in touch.
I wish you the best. I'll
Yes,
talk to you soon.
absolutely. You take care, sweetheart.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.